Welcome to our morning show, Work and Be Happy. That is the name I came up with. People love my names. That's sarcasm.
But
There
it
we go.
seems to be like very self-friendly.
Work and Be Happy.
That's an invention, like a lot of
.com.
people are searching for this term.
How to work and be happy. Yeah, so this time we will talk about why we didn't take VC funding even after talking to 30 plus investors and VC fundings, and even to big ones like Sequoia, and that made me happy a lot that they reached to us. So that's the topic. We started doing Welder because we wanted to create a product that will allow us to be sustainable, make us a living, and we can work on it without being pressured to anything, being pressured by uh, employers, by people who wants contract, who like how do you say, not employers, but the people who gives you contract.
Yeah, like your customers,
Your
like
customers
customers
in the
of
bad
you as a
way.
contractor.
Yeah, exactly. We are from Czech, so that's why we are talking so stupidly. Uh, and we started validating Welder. For 1 month, we validated Welder. We had great results. We decided to develop Welder because we are like, okay, we will just develop this solution and we will immediately get to enough MRR that will make us a living, and we can keep going. We developed the solution, and the interest were amazing. Actually, people loved it, and we were rich, and that's why we are talking about it. No, it's not true. We were not rich. There was like zero people signing up. They hated the product because it people needed to download Welder to their computer, and they didn't like it. They didn't like
Yeah,
their
this is
guests
a
to
big
download
mistake we
something.
did. Like we validated like a solution on a browser. We get many signups, and then we develop something different, and people like didn't want to
Yeah,
use it.
It was
it's
actually
like
quite funny because we were like absolutely sure the desktop was completely okay. There was like no issue with
Yeah,
that.
I actually remember like we had a
yeah,
lot
that
of
was bad.
discussions about that. We like didn't know how big a problem it is.
Exactly. Mistake on the product discovery side. My mistake. Um, and then we closed ourselves again for 2 months, or 1 month, and we rewritten the Welder to browser. And then the people start coming in actually, and it was quite nice. We started growing, but we immediately saw that the growth will not be so fast to sustain us actually,
Yeah, and to be
and
honest,
that there is a lot
didn't
of
really want to like make like $500 and like live on a ramen. Like we actually wanted to make
yeah.
like a sustainable way of living, and get like a decent
Yeah.
salary.
Yeah, it was. We wanted to make around like $10K, something like that for us, which is not. It's a lot actually for bootstrap business, um, and that's
Yeah, I
why
would say like
immediately
10
after,
k combined like per month. Not
yeah,
for each
10K
of us.
combined.
Yeah, this is not San Francisco, guys.
Because maybe in US it's normal to make like 10K like if you work in tech.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So we were like, okay, this is not how we are going to be able to work on this full time. And we wanted to work on Welder full time because we saw a lot of opportunity in it, and thus we were like looking into VC funding because that's the standard way how you do things like this. When you have no money, you have a vision, you want to build something really great, you go to investors, you tell them everything will be amazing and unicorns will be running everywhere and they will give you money and then you are a unicorn. So we started talking to investors, and they actually liked the product a lot, the timing of the product a lot. They loved our team because of our experience of the combination, the perfect team structure we talked about in another video that you can see on our channel. And they really loved it. It was like one of the most important things, this setup of our team. So go see the video. And after a lot of talks, it was starting to be a bit weird for us and also for the investors because there was one thing missing. And the one thing missing was that we didn't feel Welder is destined to be unicorn first as a product, and second because we don't want to build unicorns. Because from our point of view, this is really not the best way of living like it's pressure. It's the math is mostly working for the investors and not for you if you account your life happiness. But this is really discutable topic. Like I asked on Reddit a lot of people, and there are a lot
Yeah,
of
I think
different point of views.
there's
But from
there's
our
not like ultimate truth about this. Like it really depends. But for most people, I think it's as you said.
Yeah. But
yeah,
but to be honest, like statistically, like if you're talking just economics, like the chance is very small you're going to be unicorn and like have anything.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, but it gives you 1-2 year runway. The seed investment will give you 1-2 year runway that you can work on it. You will have a good like payment, good salary, and you can be happy actually. But we felt it's not true for us to promise them we are going to do everything to build the unicorn because that's what they want. That's how their math work. They need one unicorn for another 500 failed startups to 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 make the amount of cash they want to make, actually to make the return on the investment. uh, so we decided to stop the fundraising and to completely switch the welder
Yeah,
mode.
I will
And
just maybe just add one more point why we decided we didn't want to do it is mainly also because like it was not just about us not wanting to build a unicorn. Like I remember at the time, like there was definitely this feeling, but also the second feeling was that, well, the welder in its current form and with our current expertise is actually like not suited to be a unicorn as a product even, you know, like we didn't even have the vision. It was not just about our feelings, but also we didn't even know what we need to do to like make welder basically a platform, or how
Yeah,
do we
we
call
were.
it, you know,
I
like
actually remember like the talks back then. Like we were like, okay, so how much do we need to raise? We need something like I don't know, like 100K. That's enough, you know. And then Johan talked with the investors, and it was like 100K is just nothing. You know, you guys should take like 500K, 2 millions or something. So we
yeah,
started like again like okay, so now let's make it with 1 million, and we were like okay, but we don't need the money. Like we don't know
yeah,
what to do with the money. Then
yeah,
we were
exactly. I can go maybe a bit deeper into the discussions because those were really interesting. Mostly with one of the Czech investors, Credo. Like the discussion were really nice. I loved talking to the people, to the guys. But yeah, they were like, "You just want 400K? You should want like $2 million to scale it." And we're like, "Yeah, but we will be looking like we will be. We don't need that. We need one more year to figure out what we actually want to do." And they're like, "Yeah, but you should really think about scaling fast because the timing is right now." And they are right. It's like that. Like if you want to build that, you should do it the way
yeah,
they
because
said.
actually I
um
would say like their risk appetite is like much higher than yours should be,
yeah,
because for them if they give you like 2 million and you fail, there's nothing. Like that's just another day of the business, but for you it's like it's end.
yeah, you spend like years, 2 years giving it everything, and then you fail. It's a hard hit. So these discussions were really interesting, and I learned from them a lot. And and they asked the right question. Andre asked me the question, "What company do you like that did it the way, the startup way?" And I was, okay, Basecamp. And I said, "I know you don't want to hear this, but it's Basecamp because I like how the guys did it." And then I said Headspace, but that's because I really like Headspace. But yeah, that's the issue. Like it's not our way of doing things. Not right now. We didn't feel the urge to build Welder to change the world and to build a unicorn. And the investors saw it correctly. Like they have the sense really well
Maybe
built.
we could cheat them, but
Um,
maybe it's
yeah.
possible. We were really good liars, but this is not something we really want to do. So in general, like if you don't feel it, like you are good fit for like VC funding, maybe you don't even have to try because like the investors will also feel it.
Yeah, and I from the Reddit discussion, I saw a lot of people that were like, "Yeah, we took the investment without thinking that we are going to actually build a unicorn. We know they want it, but we built it our way. It worked or it didn't work, but it doesn't matter." But for me, it does it's weird. I know they need the unicorns, these types of investors, and for me, saying them, I will do everything for it, and then not doing it, it's weird. It will be frustration. Yeah. So this is why we decided not to take the investment. And maybe it's interesting to say what we are doing right now with Welder and where we are right now with Welder.
So actually, I think for us, maybe it was like a blessing in disguise for the VC funding, because actually, like the amount of rejections actually kind of pushed us to create to basically move from the just a recording tool or just an utility to actually something that can be called a product in the future, or like actually problem space, I would say. So I think this is the biggest movement that we got from the VC rejection, is that we actually moved from the solution to the problem, which is basically how to create content easily. And it's not just about recording now, but it's also like the entire flow, including the production of this content, where we try to be experts.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I could say that we got rejections. We got like yeah, maybe it was it were rejections.
I mean, I think
um
I think it was rejections like both sides. You know, we didn't
yeah,
want it, they didn't want it.
Yeah,
So
we
I mean,
found
yeah,
out
there
it's
was like
not a good way,
misalignment.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. And they the same, because they felt that we are not the best people for right now for doing this kind of building this kind of
Yeah,
startup.
maybe just to summarize
What's
what Predak is like talking about, I would say that if we went the VC way, we wouldn't have to be so harsh on ourselves, and maybe, because we could take external money and just go and develop the product without really thinking if this is like the best thing we should do, because we would get the money from the investors. But when we decided we don't want to go the VC way, we really had to go deep into like the reason why we are even building this, and if it's the best thing for us to build, as it was.
Yeah, and also what I think is important to say is when you Welder is a project which is uh, kind of, but not the best, but it's a really good project to get a investment. But maybe it's not, because I'm not sure if there is really enough of the like market and need for the solution. It's that game changing to build a unicorn, but it's good example of project that can be backed in the sense that it's really generalistic tool. And for this generalistic tool, simple tool that solves one big problem, is really needed for you to get the cash, be fast as possible, get the market as fast as possible, because the one best tool will probably catch like 95% of the market, and really needs to be reliable, ultra easy to use, and all these ways, all these things, because it's generalistic tool. When you are bootstrapping, you want to go for a niche tool, for a small tool, for maybe a little smaller market, but that's really solves a huge problem for them.
Yeah, I would say like you
Yeah.
should always go this way. Like you should always go like,
Yeah.
pick something small, solve like a really really big problem for like a smaller group of people and then scale. But you should also do this like in a huge market. Like if you want to really really want to build a unicorn, you want to go this way. But if you are taking like external funding, you have the luxury to maybe not go this way and do it like like cheat a little bit and just take something,
Yeah,
build it and try it.
really push it, like force it.
yeah.
Yeah, but again, I totally agree with you. It should be this way to build products, really focusing on the problem. The problem should be big enough. You should have validated the problem really well, and then from
Yeah,
small market to scale to bigger
you should
markets.
like know well your target audience, and you should love them, because it's the
Yeah,
most important thing, like the people, then the problem, and then your solution. But if you are taking
yeah,
the VC
exactly.
funding, maybe you can just have the solution, like pack it really nicely, convince the investors.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. You actually
You
shouldn't.
shouldn't do
Like
it,
you
but it's
shouldn't.
possible.
Yeah. Okay. To sum this up, I um, it's hard to sum it up because it's our point of
Yeah,
view. But from
maybe
our
I
point
have
of view,
just
when we
one final
decided,
question. Do you think it was like a good thing to try to raise the VC funding? Was it a good experience,
yeah,
or
that's
just did we just lose some time?
yeah, that's how I want to actually sum it up. So, good question. I will sum it up with answer to the question. Okay, if you want to build a product that will work and is sustainable, there are multiple ways to do it. And in both ways, I really think it's good for you to think that you are building it without investors, without funding, because it will force you to think really, like it will give you barriers. It will give you limits for your thinking and what you can do, and you will just focus on the most important things, and that's really good. But it's also great to spend some time and maybe talk to investors about fundraising, because first, you will build a relation with them and you can raise maybe later. And second, they will give you great questions about your business that will make you think a lot about what you want to do with the product in your life, and generally how you want to scale it, and all, like, even really specific questions. So I think you should build products and startup with mindset that you will not have funding, but talk to investors because they are really smart and they will give you great questions. And you will learn much more about yourself and about your product.
Yeah, good
Yep.
summary.
All right, this is it. Let us know what you think about this topic, if you are going to raise or not. And yeah, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Cringy. All right,
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.